So OTK is now embroiled in yet another scandal. If you don't remember the last one, it was basically a big essay cover up with Mizkiv being like right in the middle of it. Also, Maya Higa was in the middle of it. She ended up leaving the internet for a while. Mizkiv also left for a little bit. And this time, it actually has to deal with a higher up. His name is Rich Campbell, and he got accused of essay. So we're going to go through the entire situation and everything that's been going on. I'll be reading from this article from Dexterto for a little bit just to give us a little starter information before I get into the bigger picture of the story. So on December 16th, a Twitch streamer by the name of Alzelia Lexi posted a tweet longer about Rich Campbell with details about alleged sexual assault. In the post, Lexi revealed that she had had a very up and down friendship and relationship for 4 years and had started their physical relationship in 2019. She claimed that in 2021, Rich Campbell assaulted her and then sent her into the streets at 3 a.m. with nowhere to go. Just hours after her statement began making its way around Twitter, Rich announced has resigned from OTK at the request of the org and will share his side of the story soon. So things were obviously moving very quickly here. We have Rich's statement where he said, "I have read the statements made against me today. I will share my side of the story, but need some time to collect my thoughts. OTK has requested that I resign from my position, and I have agreed. I will make a statement soon." Now, the fact that Rich was instantly just okay with resigning isn't the best look. And now, obviously here, every time I talk about allegations, they're all alleged, and I don't take sides. However, the fact that he didn't even try to fight this undeniably looks bad for him. I don't know what happened, but a lot of people are already being like, I side with survivors, which has always been weird to me. Like, you don't have to side with anybody. In this, I'm not going to take Lexi's side. I'm not going to take Rich Campbell's side. I'm going to put out the information and give my thoughts on it. Now, back to the information part. OTK put out a statement where they said, "Today we learned of troubling allegations made against one of our founders, Rich Campbell. Rich has resigned from OTK effective immediately. OTK stands firmly against sexual assault and harassment and assault and is committed to upholding its core values. We'd like to thank our community for the continuous support and share your disappointment." So he's gone. He is completely gone at this point. There's probably no salvaging his career, I would say, at this rate. If things continue this way, I doubt there's a statute of limitations thing going on here, because she claims that this happened a year ago. I don't know if she'll press charges, but as far as I see it, he's probably not going to be able to continue on the internet in his, present state. He might do something behind the scenes, but his up front and being like the center of attention type of thing, it's over. His reputation seemingly is completely tanked already in the span of maybe 24 hours. And it's really interesting because if this isn't true and I was Rich Campbell, I would most definitely file some sort of slander lawsuit at post haste. Why did I say post haste? That's such a weird word. Anyway, because you gotta get out in front of something like this if you didn't do it. So the fact that he's not is odd. Again, I'm not taking anybody's side here. Just saying, what I see and what's going on here. So this all started when Lexi put out a tweet where she said, "I know Mia Malkova isn't lying about Rich Campbell's pregnant fetish." What? "Because he wanted to get me pregnant while he assaulted me and then sent me into the streets at 3 a.m. by myself with nowhere to go." I looked at that screenshot a couple of times before I even started recording this video, but I never realized how weird those group of words sounded together. Obviously, it's not, implausible that someone would have that kind of persuasion about them, I guess you could say. But just seeing it on paper like that is pretty wild. But yeah, after this, obviously people were like, "What? He assaulted you?" And she put out a tweet where she said, "If you want the whole account, here it is." And then she put out a tweet longer. Tweet longer in and of itself is pretty long. I'm not gonna read it, but basically she just goes into more detail of what she's already said when it came to, oh, he assaulted me, he put me out on the streets. She also said that he treated me like an object, and I was love bombed, which I don't really fully understand the term, so I'm not even going to go into that. From my understanding, it's basically someone like showering somebody else with love, sort of to like throw them off and to make them think that they care about them more than they really do. That might be off, but that's the way it's been explained to me. So it is what it is, honestly. Now, there were some interesting reactions on Twitter. Like this guy who said, I could accuse Asmon, obviously talking about Asmongold, of assault and get him kicked out of the org as well. This is great. Good luck pushing that. Man only leaves his house to get fast food, keck. And yeah, it is interesting to see that, like, as soon as an allegation drops, somebody is just poof, gone. Like, it's up out of there. Obviously, I wouldn't want this person to, attack or accuse Asmongold of anything falsely, because even though I dislike Asmongold, I even said yesterday I dislike him, and I played a clip of why I'm not going to play it again, because I don't want to use it 2 times in a row. But even with that, I think false allegations are dumb, and I think this allegation should be proven before anything happens, unless they know more, than I do. And he told him, yeah, I did it. Again, I don't know, all right? So don't sit there and go, oh, are you saying that he did or didn't? No, I have no clue. I'm completely speculating here. But it is odd that just off an allegation, someone would immediately resign. Like, if it is false, and I don't know, I would like to see, him fight that. Or maybe he's saying, all right, I'm going to take a step back. This isn't an admission of guilt. Sort of like Michael Jackson did back in the early 2000s. I'm going to just step away so I can focus in on, like, the actual problem. For Michael Jackson, it was the criminal case instead of the civil case. For Rich, it'll probably be, some form of building his reputation back. Even though I said that's not very likely. Maybe he can use his connections in some way to be like, all right, guys, here's what actually happened. What you've heard, is false. Something like that. And obviously we had people just being outright weird on Twitter, which, surprise, like this guy right here, which this is a wild screenshot. This is probably top 10 wildest moments on Twitter, I would say. Or, well, top 10 this week, I'd probably say, because this isn't like one of the 10 most wildest things I've seen on Twitter, for sure. But it's definitely up there. The fact that you would say something to someone like that is odd. The fact that she even responded to it is even crazier. And the fact that she got ratioed both times is 10 times wilder. This is interesting. I'm just going to leave it at that. But back to what I was saying before I brought this screenshot up. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen from this point on. Doesn't seem like she's going to press charges, because she's already said that, I'm already dealing with ridicule, and like the TwitLarger, she knew that she was going to deal with it. So I don't know if she wants to push forward with that, or maybe she got what she wanted, just to be like, hey, this guy's bad, he did this and this and this to me, and because of what Mia Malkova said, I decided to come out and be like, hey, this is what happened and this is why it happened. Things of that nature. I really don't know. Definitely put your thoughts down in the comments, because this is a really interesting situation. Again, as with seemingly all allegations these days, people are instantly, attacking the guy who got accused of doing something, not considering the facts, and just going like, oh, okay, well, I'd rather side with a possible a victim than a possible abuser. And it's like, you don't have to side with anybody. Like I just said, there doesn't have to be sides. That's the craziest part. There is no reason for there to be sides here. Just take in the information and make your own decision on it. That's all you have to do. That is the best decision always in these types of scenarios. But hey, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a big piece of evidence that I just didn't come across. But as far as I see it right now, there's nothing conclusive. It's he said, she said. And until we get more, that's all we can really leave it at. So thank you all so much for watching. I really and truly appreciate it. Goodbye.